So they worked for a couple days, and now all the floor joists are done, with the exception of one because it was too warped, and so we'll have to go get another one. But all the floor joists, other than that one, are finished. So now that this is all done, it's kind of hard to tell what is gonna be what. So me and Irby are going to go all the way down the length and measure out each and every room and where it's gonna be in relation to this long stretch of wood, because we want to see what it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's kind of it's kind of hard just to like look at this and be like, ooh,
yeah,
this is gonna be right here. And
it's like we designed it, so we obviously have a general idea, but it's still hard to actually picture. And we did go through whenever we just had the block up, and we did that. But I think we need to do it on the wood again.
At least that way we can see, because you can't just put a wall right here between. I mean, you're gonna have a sinking wall over a couple of years.
Yeah. So we're gonna get to measuring. Two of the roosters have joined us. Hey fellas. So we did use up most of our sand here, and the remainder of the sand just went here under that black plastic. And so yeah, and then next we have to paint it with tar, and I don't know.
No, so for those of you who've been in a crawl space, if it's just dirt, you know how bad it makes your knees feel, especially when you have to go from one side to the other. It's pretty painful over time. So we had the sand, why not? So we just toss it down there. We put the poly down here. See, once the pest control stuff gets sprayed, I've got stuff from Lowe's. It's like just a tar. We're gonna paint the wall every so often, just to stick the poly up on it. It's gonna act as a vapor barrier.
Okay, let's put this down and go 5 feet down. And then do an arrow this way that says bathroom. As you can see, we did paint the waterproofing. We have one layer of waterproofing. I still have to go in, well, we still have to go in and paint another one. I found that's not a job I want to do completely alone because our arms were dead by the time we finished. This one we just did 2 blocks high, and then on the opposite side we did 3 blocks high. But we are going to go in with another layer just to be sure. But I think it looks pretty good. We're probably going to end up painting the outside of this anyways, so the color of it really didn't matter. So we got everything measured out, and it's really nice to see how everything is going to come together and see like the dimensions of stuff. I did decide to move something around in the kitchen, because in the kitchen, the way that we had it set up, our pantry is going to be like 6.5 feet by what? I don't remember. My brain is drawing a blank. But it's pretty big. And then aside from our pantry, I had the sink and then I had a dishwasher, but I realized I'm not going to have a ton of open space after the dishwasher before you get to the kitchen wall. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to move the dishwasher, which I kind of been debating already anyways. But, yeah, so our dishwasher is going to be moved to somewhere else because I really want that more of that space and to have more of an open space. Sorry, I got distracted. There were like lights in the woods, but I realized it was just a neighbor driving by. But yeah, so I think we'll like that a little bit better. And then we've just kind of been talking about some designs we're going to make outside of the house, where we're going to have like a cat door, and I'm going to build an outdoor enclosure for all the cats, because I want them to be able to go outside, which they love to do, and they cannot stand staying inside all day. But number one, I don't want them to get hurt by other animals like coyotes, but I also don't want them going out and like catching birds and stuff. So we're also going to build an outdoor enclosure for the cats. We've been talking about that. But now we have to introduce you to some new members of the farm before this rain picks up even more than it already is. It's so foggy today. Earlier today it wasn't that bad, but the rain has picked up a lot. And now it's super foggy, but it looks so pretty in the woods. I'll show you guys in a minute without falling. I'll show you guys. Look at how pretty it is though. So the rain is picking up a lot, but I wanted to show you guys our friends that we have now. Hi guys. This girl here is new. That girl over there is new. Where's Betsy? Okay, so it has started pouring now. So I have to be quick about this, but welcome. Introducing our new little farm friends here. We got these 3 girls from my cousin at Hartwell Homestead. This girl here. Hey, sweetheart. Betsy, come here, mama. And then those 2 girls over there. And they are the absolute sweetest. And are fitting in very nicely with everybody. There you go. But now my camera's getting soaked, so I'm going to cut it off for now, guys. And just like that, the rain has died down again. But now the goats are up. So I'll have to give you guys a closer look. But those are our new little goats that we have. And they have fit in so nicely with everybody. And they're so sweet. But behind me, you guys have not seen, I don't think. I don't know. We have really been slacking on recording, and I know. But behind me is where the chicken coop is going to be. Kids have obviously been playing on it. They've been using this as their stage. But this is going to be the new chicken coop. And it's going to have several different sections. So we're going to have a section for our, like our laying hens. We're also going to have a section just for the young chicks. We're going to have a section for our turkeys, which you can hear in the background. And that may be it. I don't know if we're going to do a different section for laying or for meat chickens, or if we're just going to have them have their own thing. I'm not sure yet, because they won't even come until the spring. But this is our chicken coop that we're getting put together and everything. We already have the wood down. and we got it painted. And all the wood back there behind me, that is the rest of the chicken coop. We just have to build it up. But yeah, so this whole thing is going to be that, and we're going to put our, I don't remember if last year we showed you guys where we had our watering system. It's like an automatic watering thing. You fill up the bucket, and we have like the little like nipple things that the chickens peck at. I really prefer that type of watering system, especially in the summer when it gets really hot, because we know for sure that they're not going to run out of water during the middle of the day, and they always have access to it. So we're going to put those attached to that, and then Irby's going to build like a little egg system, egg collection system, where the eggs are going to roll down all in one, as long as the chickens decide to lay in the nesting boxes, which some of our chickens have in the past, and some of them just decided to lay wherever they wanted to. But that's our goal, and to get this done, you're gonna have to like kneel down. I swear, he's so much taller than me every time. It's like he's way higher than I am. But we'll just make you, either you need to duck down or I need a stool.
Can I pick you up?
No.
Come on, let me just pick you up.
No. But that's what we're building back here. And as you guys know, we were moving, where's it at? The coop back there. Oh, where'd it go? Right there. That we were moving last time in the last video that you saw. That was going to be the chicken coop. But one of my dad's friends ended up, he was moving, and so Irby helped him move, and my dad and our oldest son, helped him move a bunch of stuff. And so he's like, hey, here, you can have this chicken coop. So this one is much bigger than what that one is going to be, or was going to be. So I think we're going to use that for one of the houses for the goats. Yep. We still need to extend.
We're just going to double this size.
Yeah. We still need to extend out our goat pens out into the pasture out there, because we really need to separate the boys from the girls, especially now that we have 3 boys and 4 girls. We really need to separate them, but that also takes time. And so we're just trying to get everything done and get the house done, get the chicken coop done, and get all the stuff with the goats done. But we'll get it done with time. It just takes time. But now it's it's nicer to get work done right here in the winter when it's cooler instead of in the hot blistering sun.
Yeah. But
we also have to find time to do that. So
it's the same thing with everybody. Everyone has things for family. Everyone has work stuff. So when can you find time?
Yeah.
If you know the answer, tell us.
I did start a new job, just trying to make some more money for us to finish the house sooner rather than later, which I'm working from home, and it's pretty flexible, but it still takes time away from everything else that needs to be done. So it's kind of like one of those things of we have to figure out where to fit everything. But we gotta get some chickens fed, so we're gonna go ahead and do some chicken tours and yeah, see what else we get into today. So I know today's video is kind of all over the place, but I wasn't going to miss showing you guys us making these donuts. I made this batter day before yesterday, and I was supposed to make them day before yesterday. However, the first day I didn't realize it would need to sit so long in the fridge, and then the next day we were just too busy with appointments and stuff. And also something else I'm going to be showing you that we had to go pick up but that's for a later time. But anyways, and so I stuck this in the freezer. And so I'm making them today before I go pick the kids up from school, because school is back in now. And so yeah, I figured I'll bring you guys along for me making these. I'm excited. This is the very first time I've ever made donuts, so I'm hoping the recipe works out. The dough seems really good and what I would assume donut dough is like, but they are discard donuts, so I use the sourdough discard. I started feeding Dolene again, so I want to say it was like 3 or 4 months that I took off from feeding Dolene, and she just lived in my fridge. And so when I took her out, I just poured the hooch off. You can mix it in, it just depends, it's personal preference. But I poured it off and then just started feeding her again. So here's how she's looking. So I have not fed her yet today, but she's doing good. She's pretty active. I fed her, actually I didn't feed her yesterday either because I forgot, oops. But she's doing really good and looking great. I already made some sourdough dinner rolls the other day, and I posted that short, and I told you guys I'm going to give you the recipe, and I need to get it posted. But anyways, let's make some donuts. Alright, time to get these in here. The dough is kind of heavy, so I'm hoping they're not going to be doughy on the inside. I don't know. And I'm a little concerned because our oven only has high. Like, you can only turn it on high. So, we'll see. We'll see how these do. So far, so good. Alright, time to flip. Let's see how they look. Oh, I probably should have gotten tongs for this. Okay, maybe I left them a little bit. Oh boy, doing this one-handed is not the easiest. These look really good, but I think I left them in a little bit too long. But they look really good. They did brown up very quickly. Oh, alright, they're looking good. I think time to try to pull these out. I'm just gonna scoop them up. Here we go. Oop. Okay, now for these today, I'm just going to dip them in a little bit of sugar. These are still hot. But I'm going to just dip them in a little bit of sugar. And that stays on very well. Good. And put them back on our plate. They look so yummy. I do think I cooked them maybe a tiny bit too much, but yeah, who's going to complain? It's donuts. And to be honest, I don't really like... I don't like donuts very much, but I don't like the Krispy Kreme kind of donuts. So I'm hoping, since they're homemade and sourdough and not like extremely sweet, maybe I will like them. These are very hot, a little better. So we'll see. And as long as the kids like them, that's what matters. But they look really good. And I will open these up once they cool down a bit. I'm not going to burn my fingers too bad. Okay, so they are done and they look so good. So I'm gonna try one and see how it is. I'm hoping it's gonna be fully cooked in the middle. Okay. It is really good. It is fully cooked in the middle. Look at that. Super yummy. I like that it is not too sweet. I do think that, like, hang on. So, I will say, like, in the very, very center part, it tastes not doughy, but it's not quite as cooked as all the rest of it. So maybe if I were able to cook it on a lower temperature, because the way our stovetop is, it's pretty much you just cook on high and that's it. So it kind of sucks. It's not like high like where an electric oven is all the way up. It is a little bit lower of a temperature, but there's only one level. So that being said, I think if I could cook it on a lower temperature and cook it for a tiny bit longer, it would be like perfect. But those are delicious, and so the kids are definitely going to enjoy that as an after school treat. I owe my parents one too. I promised them some donuts, but those are really good. And like I said, typically I don't like donuts because they're always super sweet, and these are sweet, but they're not overly sweet at all. I think it's going to be fun to experiment with some different flavors. I know I've heard people make like apple cider donuts. I think it'd be good to add some brown sugar in there too. But yeah, so now I'm just excited to try different flavors. But I will share the link. Oop, hang on. Anyways, I will share the link to the recipe that I used down below. It's not my recipe, obviously. It's just the first time I'm trying making donuts. I would like to tweak it a little bit maybe and just add some different flavors and see if I can make it with active starter without the yeast. That's going to be my next little trial, I think. Maybe, but I will get that the roll recipe out to you guys. But I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you have, please hit the like button, and if you have not yet joined our channel and subscribed, please go ahead and do that now, and we'll catch you guys on the next video. Bye guys.